Welcome back to Thy Night Blaze, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. On the last episode, we met a mysterious girl who was piloting one of those invisible Levnesses that have always been attacking us at seemingly very odd times in our adventure. Senna fed her some food and named her Sagiri. She seems to refer to herself as number 7, though. So that says a lot about her character, especially in conjunction with the way she speaks. It's been a very robotic, kind of only direct answers to our questions, and it's been unnerving for Senna. But ever since that we fed her food, she's seemingly been, more cooperative or approachable. I suppose one way or another we will find out more about her today, because we did find out that she is apparently from a colony, a mysterious, as of yet unknown colony called Colony Zero, I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, I might have already forgotten, and if I have, I apologize. I'm 99% certain it's Colony Zero. It's a Kevesi colony, or well, it uses Kevesi nomenclature. Either way, we are going to figure out what more we can. Hopefully Senna is not going to have to resort to her incredible punching, because that would just be wrong. Anyway, Sagiri, if you are going to be around us for any amount of time, and this goes for Miyabi as well, just be aware that Mio can do, the running in place, because she's very exercise conscious, and we can all, crowd around in one room, and it'll be really claustrophobic. But that's just part and parcel of being Team Ouroboros.
What happened?
A coded transmission from Colony Zero. The Mobius Consul F is requesting parley with Ouroboros.
The Mobius is requesting what?
Number 7 will use Own Iris as relay to forward the transmission to you.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance, my young Ouroboros friends. I am F, and before we go further, I would like to sincerely apologize for the discourtesy of this method of introduction.
Ugh, what a shameless slug. He thinks we'll forget he tried to kill us.
You say you want to parley. How do you imagine that will go at this point?
I'm certain you will feel guarded, and rightly so. And yet, with that acknowledged, I would like to offer an opening of negotiations with you.
Negotiations?
Should you accept my invitation, I will rescind the extermination order on you Ouroboros. Colony Zero will henceforth no longer concern itself with your comings and goings.
Oh, that'd be swell! If we were stupid enough to trust your word.
And your demands?
The bodily return of number 7.
Huh?
And that's it? That's all it would take for you to never fight with us again?
Yes, you have my guarantee, and that of the whole of Colony Zero.
Are you joking? You're Mobius. You'd throw away 1 or 2 soldiers without batting an eye.
Certainly some consuls do display such callousness, a deplorable state of affairs. But not I. I hold the light of life possessed by Colony Zero to be of the utmost importance. Naturally, that includes number 7. That is precisely why I have reached out to you, nominally my enemies, even with the concomitant difficulties acknowledged.
Are you telling the truth?
Come on, Senna, don't fall for it.
Can you give us a guarantee that you aren't lying to us right now?
Of course, is what I'd love to say, but naturally simple words are never enough to engender trust, I know. I've sent the current coordinates of Colony Zero to number 7. We shall remain here. Should you find yourselves receptive to my offer, do please pay us a visit and bring number 7 with you.
So you think giving us your location will make us trust you?
How do we know this isn't a trap?
In such a circumstance, you would possess a handy hostage in number 7. I trust I needn't say more.
Ugh. Has this guy heard the way he sounds?
Of course, that is not what any of us really want. My desire is to see number 7 safely returned to me. That is all. Number 7,
Yes?
I am tasking you with guiding them to Colony Zero. Follow their command until you return.
Compliance.
And number 7,
Yes?
we've all been worried about you. That will be all. I will eagerly anticipate the day when we meet in more favorable circumstances.
By the Consul's authority, Number 7 is hereby assigned to the Ouroboros' command as an exceptional measure for the duration. Pending your decision on the outcome of the proposed exchange, I await your command to depart.
Well, this was unexpected.
Sagiri, what do we do with you?
Unexpected is the least of the things that just happened. I say, if I am allowed an opinion as Lord and Master of this series, that we go over there and kick his ass, because he's still a Mobius, and he's still controlling children who are still trying to kill us. I say we go on over there under false pretenses and destroy him and his colony, because we need to free these people. Security, we're not wasting any time. No one here wants to waste time. Pending your decision on the outcome of the proposed exchange, I await your command to depart. Here is my command. We depart. Give Sagiri the order. Yeah, I don't think we need any more time. We are very gung-ho. Or, well, at the very least, I am gung-ho. And my demand is the royal decree. Uni is vibrating at an insane frequency. She really needs to get going, or else she is going to explode.
Wait, are you serious? You really trust that Consul?
Of course I don't. Not entirely. I know it could be a trap as well, but still. If, and this is a big if, okay? If he was telling the truth earlier, then we won't have to fight with Sagiri and her friends. And more importantly, I'm sure there are people waiting for her there. So, for all those reasons, I thought...
Well, either way, things can't stay like this forever.
Rather than make speculation after speculation and do nothing, you want to set something in motion.
It's also possible, if unlikely, that we might be able to talk it through.
All right. Can you tell us where Colony Zero is right now?
Etia region, Capricorn Peak.
Huh? Wait, isn't that... That's where we fought against those guys, ain't it?
The point where Colony Zero is stationed is located even further in.
That explains why you were lying in wait for us there.
However, the geographical feature called the Noclia Mire is located en route. Entering it is predicted to have severe negative impact on your biological processes.
Then how do you guys get through?
A Pharaon's environmental hazard resistance can temporarily neutralize poisonous materials.
What's a Pharaon? Oh, is that the thing you were riding inside?
Affirmative. Consequently, traversal through the afflicted area will necessitate retrieval and refurbishing of the abandoned Pharaon suit.
We can ask Riku to fix it up. Will that be okay with you?
No objections.
Oh, if Riku must, we'll not leave friends in lurch.
All right then. Just be patient for us a little while longer, okay, Sagiri?
Compliance.
It seems like we have our goal, and now Mio is vibrating at insane frequencies. Do we actually have Sagiri as... No, we don't. Sagiri is not yet a part of the team. We still have Miyabi. That is, of course, very fair. Oh, Michiba, you own the canteen. I'm gonna talk to you before we head out. The city isn't without its own internal squabbles, but at Michiba Canteen, everyone is a valued customer. No matter your viewpoints or beliefs, all I want for you is to enjoy some delicious food. Speaking of, I'd recommend Aqua Pazza alla City. Aqua Pazza alla City. It's a classic city cuisine. Quiddy cuisine. No, that's me getting my words confused. That happens quite often. Oh, Roseanne, how are you doing? I haven't spoken to you since after all of the Gray debacle. We got Bru's lot in order again, so thanks for that. And Gray, did you trust him to do the right thing? Of course, and I trust you lot as well. Everything went exactly according to plan. Whoa, Rosanna is kind of scary. She absolutely is, although I do and am of the mind that anyone who marries Gray is going to have to be made of some extremely stern stuff. Hopefully, we can emulate this incredible precedent set by our friend Rosanna. Hopefully we can go over to this Colony Zero, or well, first we have to fix up the Pharaon, but that's Riku's problem, because we never take accountability for our actions. Senna can be like, we're going to destroy all of this stuff, and then if it needs to be fixed, we'll be like, Riku, oh, Uni's vibrating again, we have to go. And so we once more return to the frozen wasteland of Gava Pass. We are still in Capricorn Peak because, you know, everything of importance happens in Capricorn Peak. This is the one-stop shop for drama in Ionios. The Queen is apparently here, Mobius Y and Colony Omega is apparently here, and they are the ones who control all of the flame clocks. We have this mysterious unknown Colony Zero, which doesn't fall in line with any of the Kevesi numbering scheme. Everything about this is so conspiracy theory worthy. I don't know. We're probably going to talk more about that stuff as it occurs, but, you know, we have to interact with this. It's apparently still smoking, which is kind of crazy because it's freezing. I imagine that unless whatever is in here is actively being short-circuited, then anything in here is probably real borked. Hopefully, Riku, if you ever even think about saying, oh, I need these parts, Noah, friends, go get them. I will literally punch you off into Cooley Lake so you can be carried off by Peril Ring Ryu.
How does it look, Riku? Can you get it in working order?
It looked like problem mostly cosmetic. Riku have it working in no time flat. And ready. Riku proud of own handiwork.
And how does it look to you? Can you still use it?
Power lines clear. All sensors online. Farron Unit number 7, fully operational.
That sounds good. Are you ready to guide us?
Understood. Designating route.
Sagiri has temporarily joined the party. Miyabi, get the heck out of this party. We no longer need you. We have inherited a traversal skill from Sagiri, hazard neutralization. You can now safely traverse fields where previously you would take environmental damage. This has not been a massive problem for us to deal with. This has not been something that we've had to deal with at all, I believe. The one place where you might have run into this problem is the very depths of the Mac the Wildwood. I believe there are pools of poison that limit exploration pretty significantly in some of those locations, but since we don't really get this skill until right now, which is pretty relatively near to the end game in terms of the main story, we haven't really come across this. Right, yeah, see, even this little box with the Noah is the bottom of Mac the Wildwood, the lower reaches, so that's probably like the only place you might have seen this before. This is a traversal skill that Sagiri taught the party. It allows you to run over poisonous surfaces without taking damage. That is very useful. Do we have all of them now? Party skills? We do. We have the wall climbing from Valdi, we have the rope sliding from Juniper, the scree walking. Okay, that's a word I'm unfamiliar with. Scree walking from Teach, and now Sagiri's hazard neutralization. Very good. For the longest time in my first playthrough, I never got this. I only ever got this particular skill well into the post game. I was tearing my hair out trying to find what that was without looking it up online. It just drove me insane. Because Sagiri, I believe, was the second to last or the very last hero quest that I did. And it just never occurred to me that it's always been the heroes that give out the heroes quests or the skills. No, we're not fighting the Skeeters. This is where we're going. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I didn't explore this coming down here the first time, because this is an entire, nearly impossible way through here. I will say, it is technically possible if you are quick enough. Oh, get out of here, Brog. Oh, I want the chest. I don't want to fight you. It is technically possible to get through here if you are extremely quick and have, you know, like a bulky, high HP party. Excuse me. You can get through here. And if you do manage to actually get through here before starting Sagiri's quest proper and getting to this stage, instead of, you know, seeing Colony Zero and all of these Levnesses and barricades and Pharaons, what it seems like out in the distance, it would literally just be an empty cave system. There would be nothing here at all. There would be no items, no enemies. It would just be completely empty. Unfortunately, I don't have the footage to show that because I played through that first playthrough years ago. My brain, it's been a long time, so just take my word for it. Anyway, now that we're here, hopefully we're going to be able to show off Sagiri in combat. Because you know as well as I do that this is only going to end in one way, and it's the same way that battles against Mobius have always ended. So let's just jump straight into the fire.
Welcome, friends. I've been hoping you would come.
We've brought your soldier as you asked. So what now?
Number 7 seems uninjured. Thank you for this magnanimous measure. As promised, Colony Zero's order to eradicate Ouroboros will be rescinded. You have my word that we will never again darken your doorsteps, figuratively speaking.
Talk is cheap, man.
Oh, I assure you, the soldiers of Colony Zero are most faithful. They would never disobey an issued order. What's more, I personally have nothing but the deepest respect for you all. After all, you did tend to my dear number 7 and brought her back to me unscathed. I offer you my sincere, heartfelt thanks.
Yeah, all right.
This doesn't sit right with me.
Oh, I've just had the greatest idea. Number 7, you and our guests have traveled long and far to arrive here. Why don't we introduce them to the rest of the Colony Zero personnel?
Compliance.
I think we're actually fine.
Nonsense, no need to be shy. We need to tie a bond of trust between us, and where better to start than with a round of introductions?
Sagiri, are you all right with that? The Consul's word is absolute. Number 7 does not have the prerogative of choice.
Number 7, show your face to everyone. I'm sure they'd like that. Number 4 has also been worried about you.
Yes. Number 4?
Number 4 is Number 7's right-hand man. With Number 7 absent, he had to take over the reins instead.
He means like being an aide, then?
Sagiri, does that make you the commander?
Parts of the definition appear discrepant, but on the whole, there are no major issues with that denomination.
You could have told us, you know?
I have no record of the fact being queried.
You've noticed it too, right, Tyon?
Yeah, and I can't make sense of it. The Consul's attitude is one thing, but more importantly...
The Pharaonis. The one thing a colony needs, and there's no sign of it here. Or maybe it's just something completely different from the colonies we know.
A special unit under direct Mobius command. Were we too hasty coming here?
For Senna's sake, and for that girl she trusts, let's hope not.
What kind of place is this?
Colony Zero. This is admittedly a rather unexpected turn, where we don't immediately get to the fighting, but where we have to have introductions with the Mobius still alive, and with no apparent Pharaonis. This is definitely a break from the norm. Number 6. So you're really back, eh, Number 7? When the report came, I didn't believe what I was hearing. In any case, Number 4 is the one to worry about. He's been acting strange. You should go and talk to him, Number 7.
Good to add more names.
We will. I mean, good to add more numbers, I suppose. I'm very curious about what Consul F has to say, because very, Very rarely do we get the chance to talk to a consul. I'm pretty sure the last time this has happened, it was with Triton, all the way back in Erytheus Sea, and that wasn't even really talking to him. It was just more like, oh, he's a hero. Something tells me that Consul F is not going to be a hero. Number 7, please show everyone that you are unharmed. Set their hearts at ease. I would also love it if you Ouroboros could explore our Colony Zero too, so as to deepen your understanding. Deepen our understanding as well as a fact-finding mission. Number 3. Number 7, oh, what a relief. I'm so glad you're alive. Number 8 and number 10 have been worried too. They're both on a mission right now, but they'll be happy to hear once they're back. But what are we going to do now? Nobody's heard anything about a new mission.
Good to add more names.
Numbers, Noah. Numbers. They're numbers. They don't have names. Which is a really unfortunate thing. Maybe we can rectify that. If we can give a name to number 7, if their designation does not allow them, or does not allow them to have different names, then we can adopt all of these children. Oh, we can bring them to the city. We have to free them. Number 9. Number 7. How many numbers? Hey, what's all this mean? Why are you hanging around with the enemy? Has the eradication order really been revoked? Oh, I'm sorry. I know there's no point in asking. The orders come from the consul anyway. I'll be sure to follow suit for now, but if anything happens, you know I'll protect you at all costs.
Good to add more names.
Well, it seems like there is a bit of camaraderie between them all. Like, they're not just mindless drones. Because you would definitely be forgiven for thinking that they are you'd be forgiven for thinking that they were, like, essentially tiny computers in child form. Is that all of them? 9, 6, 3, 4. Pretty sure those are the numbers. Do we have anyone else? Oh, cutscene.
Number 7. I'm relieved to see you back safe.
Number 4, no status abnormalities?
We're all good here. Number 10 and number 8 are currently on a mission, but should be back soon.
Revising query. Are there status abnormalities in number 4's condition?
No. I'm okay. Number 4 can still fight.
However...
Number 7, you're not at fault. If anything, it's my fault. Having such poor abilities in battle. Without disengaging the Farron's limiter, I couldn't fight
Number 4.
What's wrong? What is it?
Sparks, you don't think this is... His flame's leaking.
I'm cold. Number 7? Where? I can't see a thing.
Sagiri, what just happened?
Number 4 has given his life to the Pharaon.
Oi, you better explain yourself.
The Pharaons are powered by life's flames. The flame clocks that impel them are synchronized to those of their passengers.
Wait, did you say flame clocks? Does that make the Pharaons...
Indeed. The design differs, but you could see them as functionally identical to Pharaonesis. In addition, Pharaon flame clocks are fitted with the function to disengage the limiters.
Disengage the limiters?
Doing so allows the Pharaon to burn through the flames that fuel it at an accelerated rate, maximizing the unit's power output. Once the limiter is disengaged, a first-term soldier can perform at a level comparable to a colony's commander. That incandescent power is the pith and marrow of the Pharaons, of Colony Zero's might.
But what is Colony Zero to begin with? Who are you? Who are its soldiers?
You could say we are those who work behind the scenes of this war. Battlefield manipulation, inciting sedition, information control, elimination of third-party forces. It's all due to our ceaseless, thankless efforts that this war can continue unabated, and each life's fate arrives as ordained. In other words, we maintain the fabric of the world. That is the duty which is our pleasure to fulfill.
Nothing but empty words. That's the reason you put your men in those things.
Well, mate, you just showed us your whole ass. I knew you didn't care about the lives of your soldiers after all.
Preposterous! I treasure their lives above any other good. They are to me the most exalted substance. Their immaculate lives, sacrificed in service to the world, permeate it and form the basis of the eternity we Mobius covet!
Stop it.
Protecting my innocent lambs whose souls lubricate the gears of the world through a sublime sacrifice. That is the highest calling! Isn't it the loftiest vocation conceivable? Surely you must agree.
Shut up already!
I must beg your pardon. Have I said something to incur your displeasure?
Snuff all of that and snuff you! How dare you! How could someone like you think for a second you treasure Sagiri? You have no right! We'll bring you down right here and now. Sagiri and everyone will be free from the flame clocks.
But what in the blazes has brought this on? I told you from the start, I had no intention of fighting you.
Have you lost your mind?
Well, it seems unavoidable now. It seems the negotiations have broken down. Truly regrettable, and yet perhaps inevitable. All Farron units, heed my call. You are ordered to disengage your limiters. Number 7, your orders. Bring all your might to bear and crush the Ouroboros.
Sagiri, listen! You don't...
Compliance. Commencing Ouroboros annihilation.
Sagiri...
I know how you must feel, but for now we have to fight, Senna.
All units fall in and stand by.
What's this?
Consul, a report.
What's the matter, number 7?
Large expenditure of life's flames is forecast if limiters are disengaged for combat. Proposal following analysis of all units' flame totals. Restrict limiter disengagement to unit number 7.
I see.
What? What's she doing? She's trying to get her mates out of fighting.
Number 7, I recognize your unparalleled radiance. It brings you honor. Now behold, by my authority as consul, I order you, all Farron units, disengage limiters.
Sagiri!
That snuffer. Just when I thought he couldn't go lower.
Oh, number 7. Truly you are a marvel. The cry wafting from your spirit, it will water this endless world and make it bloom eternal.
First off, let's deal with these guys.
Yeah, just wait, Sagiri. We'll get you out of this mess, I promise!
And we are going to do that with all of the power that we have. We need to start with the rest of the Pharaons. That is their name. We have to focus down one at a time. Just really just going in on them. Man, Console F, one of the worst consoles, I feel, because of just the blatant disregard. I mean, all of the consoles have an inherent amount of disregard towards their troops, obviously. But man, it's probably just the song. Anytime we get to listen to The Weight of Life, it's just, oh, fantastic. But we have learned quite a bit just in that one interaction about the nature of Colony Zero. And it is, oh, really important. Oh, before I get to my little commentary about the colony itself, about the actual battle, do be aware that because of the nature of this fight and the fact that Sagiri herself is a required hero for this quest, you will not have access to a hero. Oh, get out. Break that through that. You won't have access to a hero going into this fight. So that is why I absolutely recommend... Oh, I was targeting the wrong one. I absolutely recommend focusing down on one opponent, because if you only have, especially in this case when you're going against so many of these ones and they all have residual damage effects. Oh, I got that level up. That was actually really nice. Real good timing, because I believe level ups will heal you to full if it happens in battle, which is a very beneficial thing for us. But you definitely want to definitely go for break topple days. You want to go for those. Do as much as you can, as quickly as you can, to focus down on the fodder. Sagiri is not necessarily important to fight right now, but getting the fodder is, because they will be the ones who will poison you most often. Okay, they went to Ouroboros. We have a chain attack if we need to in an emergency, and everything else is fine. But going back to my thought on the colony itself, I find Colony Zero, under the rule of the console, to be one of the most interesting colonies, aside probably from Colony Gamma, because of the nature of their purpose. Because all of the colonies in both Keves and Agnus, aside from Gamma, seems to just be, you know, a cog in the machine of war, right? Like, you just have, you know, they're basically pawns on the chessboard for them to, you know, fight and kill and destroy and perpetuate this war with. But if I take a bit of a reductionist viewpoint and say, if I compare the war, right, Agnus and Keves, to just clashing marbles, right? If I can reduce all of the pain and suffering to just that, well then I think that is a bit too extreme, because it can't just be clashing marbles, or like, if you wanted to perpetuate a war, you have to do more than just smack two opposing forces against each other. If that is... Oh, not number 7. Focus on Pharaon unit. If your intent to perpetuate an eternal war is to just smash forces together, something is going to break in that system. There has to be some kind of subversive element underpinning the entire thing. Like, like the consoles, I realize, are the overt influence on that they are, you know, forcing everyone to fight and all that. But the consoles are just one force, right? And it's hard, even for Mobius, I imagine, to guide everything, especially when you introduce third parties, as they said, like the city. Because even if it's in subtle ways, the city does seek to destroy Mobius and stop the war. That's their entire goal. So that's, of course, where Colony Zero would enter, and you have, as they said, subversive elements and, you know, like inciting extradition. No, inciting rebellion and stuff like that. And it's definitely a way I feel that here, I'll do a chain attack so I can continue this thought. It's absolutely an extremely interesting way, in my eyes, to add another nuanced element of the war that isn't just, you know, throwing Agnus against Keves and just hoping everyone kills each other for an eternity. Colony Zero adds more nuance to it than that, and I think that is an immense benefit when it comes to talking about the nature of the war with Agnus and Keves. Because it's not just, you know, two opposing forces fighting or being forced to fight and then no extra anything nuance. It's just two marbles being thrown against each other, and it's not that, and that's a very good thing. Because if you can develop more of an underside, or like a more, I hesitate to say nuance because I already said nuance, but if you add more depth to the story that isn't just making the forces fight. There's a lot more to explore in the characters of Mobius and their nature. Right, just do Mio, because that'll end it. It's already an overkill, which is fine. Because one of my biggest complaints with this game and the story it tries to tell is that Mobius, outside of a few characters that we know, like Yorin, Mobius D, which is, Uni's antagonist, and like N and M, and like the big names that you get to know, like Triton even, they're really generic. Like, they're all dressed the same. They all speak in that muffled, droll, holier-than-thou tone, and it's just, if you can expand upon that in any way, I think that is a benefit to the story, and I think Colony Zero does accomplish that rather well, and hopefully, well, I'm speaking from experience, I know it's going to be expounded upon even further after this particular story, and I can't wait to get to that. It's one of the reasons why Sagiri's quests are some of my favorites.
Yeah!
Sagiri, please! Just snap out of it! You don't have to follow these orders! Sagiri! You're free to do what you want!
Seki, free to...
Well now. What a curious phenomenon. Number 7, I'm changing your orders. Kill that Ouroboros first. Top priority.
Comply it.
Don't do it, Sagiri!
That's an order, Number 7. Number 7, what are you...
Huh?
Number 7.
Sagiri! Are you okay? Please, talk to me, Sagiri!
Number 4.
Huh?
Number 4. Don't go. Number 7. Will protect. Number 4. Everyone.
Noah, please. For Sagiri. For them all.
Right!
With the Consul's death in the line of duty, Colony Zero's chain of command is broken. Number 7 currently has no duties to perform, and no orders to follow.
That means you don't have to fight us anymore.
However, it is a matter of record that Number 7 took hostile action against Ouroboros. Perhaps you wish to mete out an appropriate punishment.
Sagiri, you did nothing wrong. Really, we should be thanking you.
Thanking? Why would that be?
I mean, before, you attacked the Consul instead of us, so you held back from fighting us, and thanks to that, we were able to take down the Consul. Anyway, that's enough about that. Now it's time to think to the future, right?
I cannot comprehend.
Huh?
Why do you speak to Number 7 that way? Under what orders and from whom? Why did Number 7 disobey orders? Why did I not attack you as instructed? requesting swift reply. Furthermore, requesting orders.
Sagiri.
Number 7 is confused. I do not know what actions to take.
I know what it's like to feel lost, uncertain, not know where to turn. But even you must have some things you think you'd really like to do, right?
Number 7 does not have thoughts matching that description.
In that case, let's put our heads together. Let's think of things you might want to do.
Is that an order?
Nuh-uh. Nobody's giving you orders anymore. From now on, Sagiri, the only orders you should follow are your own.
The situation described does not conform to the accepted definition of orders.
It was just like a metaphor, or was it a simile?
I really cannot comprehend. But although I cannot comprehend, Sagiri gives orders to number 7. If the circumstances be interpreted this way, then Sagiri, I, may be able to comprehend.
Oh, Sagiri.
Is it odd?
No, I don't think so. I'm sure it's exactly right. Since, after all, you're free now. So, Sagiri, what are your orders for number 7?
Top priority should be to investigate what it is that I want to do. More data must be gathered before this is ascertained.
That sounds very like you, but I think you're making it too complicated. It doesn't have to be just one thing, and it can be anything, really.
It can be anything?
Yep, anything at all.
In that case...
Yes? Did you think of something?
Right now, I think I'd like one of your onigiri, Senna.
By the way, I wanted to ask about the Pharaon. I suppose there's no way to use them anymore?
That statement is incorrect.
Oh, really?
Motive function can be restored by switching to alternative power source using ether cylinders. Power output will be inferior to the original flame clock system, and the limiter can't be removed, but shouldn't hinder combat. I will be able to fight on.
Wow, that's great news. Do you think we can ask you to fight by our side again, then?
Understood. Pharaon Unit number 7 will gladly join Ouroboros Battle Unit.
We'll be counting on you then, Sagiri.
And it comes full circle. In humanity, Sagiri Zero Quest has been completed. The dark fate surrounding Colony Zero has been lifted, thanks to Senna and the Ouroboros. Number 7, or Sagiri, now ponders the meaning of freedom.
Ouroboros command structure accepted.
The machine assassin Sagiri has joined our ranks, and her class inheritor is most obviously Senna, which I believe is one of the strongest hero Ouroboros pairs that we've had so far. The only ones that I'd really rank higher, it probably is just Ashira and Uni at this point for what we know. We have to do some more Ascension quests before I can determine which I probably like the most, because there, believe it or not, is some I haven't done yet. But we'll save those for when we get to them. Info acquired, the future of Colony Zero, and we will deal with that in the next episode. Sagiri's class, the machine assassin, the attacker role, weakens enemies to raise damage, extends debuffs to weaken all enemies. This is very obvious from what we have experienced fighting against them. Like all of the poison damage and like the burn, I believe, all of the debuffs that they have inflicted upon us is now going to be turned around on our enemies, and by inflicting debuffs, we raise our own damage, which is very good. It's another take on the attacker role that doesn't rely on just straight damage, or recoil damage like Kamaravi, or critical attack damage like Alexandria. This one is making ourselves stronger thanks to extensions of debuffs. This is a very interesting one. Oh, look at all of that.
About all the stuff you might want to do in the future. Affirmative.
And we will talk about it in the next episode, because we have a lot of people to talk to. All of the numbers, 9, 8, 3, 10, 6. Oh, they're all there, and we're going to chat to them eventually. But that is going to wrap it up for today. We have a new hero. We freed another colony, and that is an entire colony that we have side quests and affinity to build. You should write it down, because it's going to be on the test later. Oh, this was a good episode. Oh, this is going to pave the way for some of my favorite quests in the entire game. Oh, this is going to be very good. So whether you guys watch this episode, Snow, Farron's, and Levnis's, people to save. Anyway, whether you watched it for 30 seconds or the entire thing, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Later.